Hello everyone, I'm Neeraj and today we are going to discuss about common Oracle database activity on Oracle RDS. In our previous video, I have already discussed about Oracle database on RDS, how to launch and what are pros and cons and all the activities related to launching, setup and configuration of Oracle on RDS. In this video, it will work specific to the activity because we don't have a direct access to the operating system. So how we can handle the common DBA task we'll discuss here. So here we go. We'll discuss Oracle database activity on RDS instance in AWS and the lab on it. So the Oracle DBA task on Oracle RDS. What are the common DBA tasks? Common DBA task is alter database that doesn't work with an Oracle RDS. You remember my previous video, RMAN, how can you work? If you have to do some activity, alter database log switch, alter database enable force login, enable supplementary login, how you can do that kind of activity. So alter database related all the activity, how will you do it? And other activity, if you have to kill a session, how will you do it? Because you can't do alter database kill session or alter system kill session. So how we are going to handle, we'll discuss here. So before going to next part, we first go and launch a we'll launch a Oracle instance. So we are here as an AWS demo. We'll go to RDS. We don't have any database. Here we go. We'll go to an Oracle Enterprise Edition. We'll choose 12.2 10, then dev and test, then db is my test 1 db admin. DB instance size is standard class, additional configuration, storage, auto scaling the storage, default VPC, additional connectivity, publicly accessible, yes, choose it. So we'll choose an Oracle RDS as well as we'll choose one more. There is this one. Now ability zone, no preference, database authentication, password, additional configuration, database name my T2DB. Yeah, the optional group. See the default, the option group. You might have remember in a previous video we discussed about the option group are some of related to the operating system configuration settings. So option group and parameter group. So it is taking default one. Character set, this one. Enable automatic backup. Yeah, let's enable it for 1 day. Select window, no preference, copy as a tag, enhance performance insight, no I don't want to. How it work? Enhance monitoring. Okay, if you want to choose, let's choose enhance monitoring, default monitoring, RDS monitoring role, you can choose all, and then maintenance auto, this is created. So let's leave it, remind in a week, we'll discuss later on. So now let's database, it will take some time as you know that. So it will create till the time we'll go to our presentation. So suppose we have an Amazon RDS and we are launching Oracle. Now after that, if someone says to set a force logging, or someone is saying setting a supplementary log, or someone says switch the online log file, or adding the online data log file, dropping online data log file, resizing online data log file, retaining archive logged, accessing transaction log, Similarly, change the global name, create a size a table space, set a default table space, setting the default temporary, checkpointing a database, alter system checkpoint, how you can run here. Setting a database time zone is very important. Enabling auditing for your table, disabling auditing, resizing temporary table space in a read replica. Or next one is disconnecting a session, killing a session, cancelling a SQL statement in a SQL, enabling and disabling the restricted session, flushing the shared pool, granting the select execution as a sys object, revoking select execute privilege on a sys object. Validating DB instance. Now come to the RMAN instance file, enabling, disabling block chain tracking, change tracking, cross-check archive logs, backup file, performance full backup, performing incremental backup, performing the table space, validating DB instance. Again, this is same. Updating the files. Now we have taken suppose a backup through the RMAN. How you will upload the files from DB instance to S3 bucket? Download the file from S3 bucket to RDS, Oracle RDS, but we don't have access to operating system. Yes, we don't have access to operating system, but we can create a folder, directory. Am I right? Like if you want to create a directory in Oracle database, you create or replace directory and give the operating system path. Am I right? As some name. So a developer has to put some file there, they can give in their PL SQL code, they can give that folder name. Similarly, even you don't have an access to an operating system, you can create a directory. We'll see in lab, we can create a directory and you can put your output file through the RMAN backup to the directory. And from that directory, you can copy your file outside the RDS to the S3 bucket. And you can do vice versa. From S3 bucket, if you have someone has taken the export, you can import to that directory, and from that directory you can run their import jobs also. That is also possible. I mean, looks like it is very complicated, but not that much. Monitor the status. You can do the monitoring status. Now this is important. DBA task for Oracle RDS instance. Suppose when you launch, while launching, I repeat one word, that is called optional group. So the optional group is by default. Whenever you choose an engine and database version, that particular default optional group will get associated to the database. Can I change it? Yes. Optional group you can change it, but parameter in the optional group you can't change it in the default optional group. What you can do is you can create your own optional group from any default optional group, and the default group that you have created, in that you can add all these parameters. If you want to integrate your RDS with an RDS OS with S3, most important is this one, time zone. If you want to install XML DB, you have to enable this. These are the excluded. Or important is time zone, transparent. If you want to create any table space with a transparent data encryption, you can't create it if your optional group has not include this parameter. So you have to create a manual, you have to create your own optional group and add this parameter. We'll see that in the lab. Okay. So we'll go here and we'll wait for database to come up. So we'll pause the video for some time and we'll see. See, now it is available because the database was catered with a backup, automatic backup. So when you launch a DB instance with an automatic backup, it has to take the backup, then it will launch. So it has launched. Now I have also logged in this database through my SQL developer. How to log in I have already shown in my previous video, so I'm not going to show here. Now we'll go and first we'll use select star from v $database. and the output will come. See, 7 January, this is the database archive log, because automatic backup is enabled, so showing in archive log is enabled. Now the interesting part is that supplementary log data minimal, no. So how we can, the first is that how can do the force login. Alter system doesn't work. So what we can do is, I have already written all the document. See, when you go to, let me do one more thing, select star from dba underscore users. It will give all the users, but the important is RDS admin. This is a default admin group, admin user. It works like a system user. So using this user, admin user has a privilege to run all the procedure within this RDS admin. You don't have a direct access to RDS admin user, but you have an access to RDS admin all the packages. So using that packages, you can execute and do your job. How? Let's go to this first. Setting the force login, and don't bother about this. After the video will upload it, we'll give the link. You can download all this syntax. So syntax here is execute RDS admin, because this is the system user. In that RDS admin util force logging enable is equal to true. Sorry. Let's run this. PL SQL completed. Now again we'll go to SQL Plus and we'll see here. Visual database, we'll see here. Force login, yes. See. Now how you do the supplementary log? Similar to the supplementary log, you can run that. So for the supplementary log, we'll go here. We'll run from here, you can run that. It will come PL SQL procedure complete. Again run the visual database and see. Supplementary log is enabled. So minimum supplementary log, like suppose you are working with any kind of configuration like golden gate configuration, so you have to enable the force login and supplementary log at database level. Or you are configuring data guard, like suppose you have to configure the replica in this Oracle RDS, so you must be the force login enabled, because it work in a data guard kind of environment. Similarly, if you want to switch the log file, you can't run it, you run the utility of RDS admin. You can run this, switch log file switching has been done. Now if you want to add, before going back, we'll see that how much group is there with the log. So let's run this. It will give how much group. 2 are active, 1 is current, 1 is inactive. Suppose you have to add one adding online into log file, you can add it. Now you run it. See, unused. Similarly, if you have to delete it or drop it, you can drop the same number 5. Okay, let's drop number 5 itself. You can drop it because it was unused. Again check it, we have 4. So these are the simple syntax, simple activity, you can do it. If you want to resize, this is the syntax to resize. I'm not going to do it again. You want to run a checkpoint, you can do the checkpoint. You can utilize checkpoint. Checkpointing is done. Now suppose you want to check archive log retention, test file retention, because we have I have already discussed in my previous video, like 7 days is for test file and all. So let's see the configuration setting for the files. So if you click here, you will see the output. See, important point, trace file retention whichever will be available at operating system 1080. This trace file is in minute. Okay, so this means that it will available for this much minute. Archive log 0. So archive log, there is no way to hold the archive log, so you can configure that. If you want to configure for 24 hours, you can configure it. So let's do that. Like if someone asks you how to configure the retention for the archive log for the 24 hours or 12 hours something, let's complete for the 12 hours. So the archive log will be presenting operating system for the 12 hours. One row updated, because so you have to do the commit. Now run this. Oh, sorry. Run this show configuration again and go here. Now it will see name is archive log retention hours, value is 12 hours. So the archive log expiration specify the duration in hour, and archive log file are automatically deleted. So this is the way you can do that. Now suppose you want an operating system to keep the archive log. Obvious, to keep the archive log for 12 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours, you should have a space in the operating system, and for the space you need to check to determine how much space your DB instance has used in the last X hour or last 24 hours. So suppose last 24 hours how much space has been utilized. You can click here and put here. I mean, it doesn't give much because it just started, but this is the way you can find it. Like what is the way to archive log is getting created. See this much byte is a kilobyte, and the megabyte 20 megabyte has been utilized in last 24 hours. So this is the way of, I mean, this is not right point, but yeah, you can analyze in last one day how much space has been acquired by the archive log, and according to that you can analyze and you can check how much space is left in operating system, because whatever 20 GB we are giving as collective 27 for all the table space using the operating system activity, because we are not using ESM here, and that 20 GB will expand up to 100 GB. After 100 GB your system will be down, so you have to increase the space. So you have to check the calculation. Now if someone asks you timestamp, okay, so let's discuss timestamp later on. Let's discuss if you want to create a data file, or not data file, table space, my data, you can create it. So table space is created. Similarly, if you want to resize to 200 MB, you can resize it. So all this you can do. Alter of table space, you can do it. Now if you want to put table space, default table space, default temporary table space, if you want this table space should be default, you can do this using this procedure. See, in Oracle, when running in RDS, you have to do the maximum activity through procedure. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. Now resizing the temporary table space for your replica, you can do that. Checkpointing we have discussed. Setting the database time zone. See, there are two things. Okay, let's discuss here. Session timestamp from dual Asia Calcutta, sys date, and DB time zone, and DB time zone from dual. See this. Your database time zone in UTC, but your operating system time zone is in, okay, I mean sysdate white is not coming proper because we can set this one. Alter session can is work it will work. You don't have to bother about alter session. So NLS date format, okay. Mhm. Okay, now no. We can click this one, session alter. Now run this one. See this. Your DV time zone is in UAT. Your sys date or system date is in it's 7 a.m. Okay, so this is also in UAT time zone. Your session is in Asia Calcutta time zone. Okay, how we can change this? There are two ways. Okay, come here. There are two ways like this. You can use the alter DV time zone. If you change this alter DV time zone, first you have to restart your database. Second important is sysdate value doesn't change. To change the sysdate value, you have to use this time zone enabling things you have to work. Otherwise it will not work. So we'll discuss our sysdate, DB time zone, session time zone, and the sysdate. So this is the way it will work. Now working with automatic repository, enabling the auditing. Am I right? So select a star. You can check it if someone something has been audited or not. We'll discuss this one later on because I want to show something before that. Nothing has been enabled for auditing. You can use the audit all, and then you can execute true. Okay, and you can run that. Now once it is done, we can check it. Okay, you can again run this. See, by access, by session, if you want to do, you can do it. So what you can do is you can again run it. It will say by session, by session. How to disable it? It's very simple. You run the package, the master utility no audit all is stable. It is done. You run again the query to check that. Nothing is there. Similarly, TDE, transparent data encryption. If you want to use TDE, first you need to check wallet is open or not, because AWS RDS Oracle support TDE. It's saying, but interesting part is that when you go and create a table space, create table case encrypted default, it will give an error. So, master key is not yet set. Why? Because I am using the optional group as a default optional group, and in that the TDE parameter is not yet set. Just depend upon that. You must have to set the TDE parameter. Okay, so this will not work. Now disconnecting a session, you can give a serial number I'm not going to work on that. You can give the SID name here, serial number here, serial hash, and you can kill that. And any user, if you want to check, you can using this, you can run that. Similarly, killing a session, you can kill that. Cancel a SQL statement, you can do that. Select login, you can use this package to do the restricted session. And if you want to remove that, you can enable restricted session package and disable it. So these are the, just hands-on. I'm not going to show everything, but I will put it in the link. You can download for your work. You can execute your flush if you have to do the flush the share pool. How you can do the buffer cache, you have to flush, how will do it, and granting the user and operating of system or sys object, if you have to give a grant and access, how you can do that. This one is for revoke, and yeah, this I have already shown you guys. So this is the way we have to do. Now let's go to this is my database, and let's go to optional group. Okay, you can't delete it. So what you can do is, because I'm using 12.2, I will choose default 12.2 and create an optional group. Name is my T2DB optional group. Description is same as engine, it's Oracle Enterprise Edition, major version is 12.2, created. Now see this, when you click here, nothing is getting enabled, no button will be enabled here, but when I click on my T2DB option, remove this one, see this, add option. Which option I have to use? I have to use my first is ED, apply immediately, yes. Again, if I'm choosing add option, okay, time zone, which time zone you want? I want suppose I want Asia Pacific time zone, so here will be a Asia Kolkata, apply immediately, add option, yes, add on. See this TD time zone, that option has been added. Now I will add one more, and that is for S3 integration. This one, S3 integration, version is 1, apply immediately, apply. So it has been created. Now we'll go to database again, we'll select here, we'll go to modify, and we'll change the optional group. Okay, we'll go here, database class, general storage, allocation, storage, this configuration setting, my database, network, database option, see this optional group. Interesting part is that when you choose Oracle EE, it will come, see this, because this is only compatible to this. Oracle E Enterprise Edition, only one default is there and one extra has been created, and this one is mine one. So we can change the optional group, and then we can put continue, apply during, no, apply immediately, and modify my database. So yes, database will be restarted, will go to configuration setting, and it will take some 5-10 minutes till the time I'm pausing my video. Now it has come back. Now what we'll do is, we'll go to here and we'll first check run the wallet. Yeah, see this, no, now we'll run the database, the table space, create table space, encryption, with encryption, and we'll see that table space created. This one is old error, don't bother about. Table space TSN created. No. So if you want to enable, if you want to create a table space with a TDE, even a column, you have to enable the optional parameter in optional group TDE, then only you can do that. Second important is related to your time zone. See this. I think there is a problem. Let's run this. See this. Oh, because this one has not run. See this. Session time zone is Asia Calcutta because I'm logging through India. The system time zone is also this one. DB time zone is still this one. Why? Because DB time zone has a different parameter. So if you want to put DB time zone with an operating system time zone, your sys date and your DB time zone value should match. Okay, and in that situation you have to enable the optional parameter, the time zone parameter and optional to change it, because by default the operating system goes to the region where you are launching the server and the database will be UTC. So how you can change this? So let's go here, alter DB time zone. We can go plus 5:30. You can run that. PL SQL procedure completed. If you run this, it will not give, because we have to start the database again. So what we will do is we'll again go and we'll go to the next action and we'll say reboot it. So let's wait, and then we'll now see it is again available. After reboot, we'll go to SQL developer. We'll run this, all three. Session time zone, system sysdate. See this. Oh, because again we have to run this one, alter session. So the full format will come. Now we'll run this, and now you enjoy it. Your session time zone, your sysdate and your DB time zone all are in same time zone. If you want a different time zone, so you know how to change your DB time zone and how to change your sysdate is entirely different. Sysdate is related to the operating system. To change the operating system time zone, you have a different way. To use a DB time zone, you have a different way, and you have to restart here in Oracle, which is running in RDS. So this is the way you can do the common database task in AWS for RDS. Now the important question will be raised here. You did not discuss about creating a directory, how to create a directory, and we have also added one more parameter, S3 integration, to how to do the integration in S3. So to do the integration in S3, you have to choose a particular bucket of the S3. If you don't know how to create a bucket in S3, you can look my previous videos. I will put the link in the subscription. You can look there. So how to create an S3 bucket. You create an S3 bucket, and for the particular S3 bucket, you can give an access and create a policy and attach a policy as a role, and then attach the role to the RDS, and then attach that role to here. Oh my god, it's big complicated. No, it will show here because I have already created. I will put the step when I will put the article on all this command, so it will be easy for you. Let's go to the service. Let's go to the S3 and click here. So in S3, I have already created a bucket called my US customer. It has some file. Okay, my US customer. Now I will go to IAM policy. In that IAM policy, I have already created a policy. I will go to the IAM policy, filter it, my customer manage. So I have created one policy called RDS S3 integration policy. Policy, it is mentioned like you can do create, update, delete, download, all three. from my US customer bucket. Okay, and this policy has been associated with a role. What role? RDS S3 integration role. So using that policy I have created a role. I mean, it's very easy, you can look at my previous video. Now that role is already associated here. We'll go to this my test DV, go down, see this S3 integration role, add S3 integration, add the role. This you have to do it. If you will not do it, then you will able to create the bucket. You will able to create a folder in a RDS environment also, but integration will not happen. Now it is pending. Wait for some minutes. Till the time, what we will do is we'll go here. We'll remove all this. We'll remove all these things. It will not clean here. You can click here, so, and you can delete this one. Now we are safe. Now what we can do is, first you go and create a bucket. You create a folder. Okay, before creating a folder, if you want to validate all the DB files and all using the RMAN utility package, you can do this. RMAN utility validate package. It will take some 1 to 2 minutes and you can do it. Validate table space, validate control file. Let me enhance the size. Okay, enable the block change tracking, you can also do that. See, now you can do the cross check archive log, you can also do that using this package. Okay, so how you can RMAN command, how you can run in Oracle RDS, you have seen this way you can do that. Use RDS utility, create directory my backup folder. So let's create it. Now how will you come to know the backup folder has been created? You can put the select path from db_ directory where directory name is this. See, RDS DB data user dir, it is created. If you want to run a backup, actually, am I right? Let's run the full backup or archive log backup. See, archive log with a sequence number, backup with an SCN number, everything is present here. So let's go to backup archive log all. Copy here and paste here. What we will do is, see, owner is my backup folder. Yes, we'll run this. It will take some time. It will generate an ID. No, it will generate ID. It will run the backup. You can do through your AWS command line also. So now what you can do is you can run the folder here. See this, the backup 1 2 3 4 5 file is created as a backup. Okay, so whenever you run this, oh yeah, this one is going. So this is the file, it has been created. Okay, now what you will do is, if you want to upload this file to my S3 bucket, am I right? Which bucket? S3 bucket. Come to here, my S3 bucket. I have already created a policy, and the policy will attach to or created a role and attached to it, or will attach to my RDS instance here with this database. Now what I will do is I will go here and upload to S3. So we'll go here, see RDS upload S3 bucket name. My bucket name is my US customer, and directory, from which directory? My backup folder, and run it. When I run it, it will give a task ID. Using the task ID you can check the log. See, it will give one task ID. Using the task ID you can check the log. See this, and you can select text from this, and you will see that how it is behaving. Like if there is an error or something is there, how you can identify that. Because this one is coming. Now you run this, see this successfully. Now if you go here and if you refresh it, my backup is already present here. Now interesting point. Okay, my backup is already present here. So what I have done, I have created a directory, I have taken the RMAN backup, pushed the RMAN backup there, and from there I have pushed to S3 bucket. Now the same thing I have to download from S3 bucket to this my directory. What I will do is I will first delete all my file from file from my bucket. So there will be no file in my backup folder in my RDS side. How you can verify this? You can verify with this. There is no file present. Now instead of upload, you can download it. How? You can download from S3. So it's a very similar. My bucket folder will be in my directory name, and my bucket name will be here. So it's the same package, but only the package change with the name download from S3, and run it. It will again give you an ID. You can keep your ID if you want, because this ID is important to run, check the log if some error is coming. And now go and check here. See this, whatever extra file was also there, it has come down. You can restrict it using the prefix backup underscore backup or something like that. If you want to use the prefix or suffix or some filtration, you can do the filtration even uploading and downloading. So this is how you can use an RMAN backup in Oracle RDS. I mean export import if I don't have time, but I would have shown there, and I have created a document for that also. I will upload that. So it's very similar way. You can create a directory, you can upload that dump there. Suppose you are running an export file, you can upload the dump to this directory. From the directory you can run the another package to push the dump file out of RDS to S3. Take the file from outside inside the RDS. Both way you can do it. So this is the way Oracle day-to-day activity of DBA will work in Oracle RDS. So now the lab, we have shown everything in the lab. Takeaway from the session is, if you create a database with no automatic backup, means the backup is running with no archive log mode. In place of alternate database, we have to use RDS admin package to do the things in Oracle RDS. We can create directory to use database using RDS utility create directory package configuration. If you want to upload the directory file from RDS to S3, need to create a policy and role and attach the role to the RDS. Default optional group cannot be edited. If you have to create any new optional group from existing default group, then do the changes as per your requirement. Read replica can only be configured if the automatic backup is enabled on the primary database. Discuss the next topic is AWS Aurora database and the lab on it. Thank you. Thanks again. Let's keep learning.